Hello, welcome back to my channel, and I truly appreciate all my new followers and all my other followers. I hope everyone is enjoying their day and everything is going their way. So today, my topic is why it's important to understand negative and positive energies. And just to remind you that all my videos are guided by my Ascended Masters. And they pick the topics, not me, because they have a world vision and they know what most people need. And this is the subject today. Also, before I begin, they asked me to read a message from my poetry book. I did write this book. It's a book of poems, God's Messages of Truth. And if you own one or if you're interested in getting one, it's on Amazon.com or creativespace.com. And you can actually give yourself a message if you wanted to, if you own the book. And all you do, which I'm going to do right now, is close your eyes, and whichever page opens, that's the message, and you trust it. So I have no idea what the message is, and so hang on and let's find out. It's called God Takes Care of You. Misty waters, misty blue, God is always taking care of you. It's what you believe, it's how you were raised to think and feel another way. Erase those erroneous thoughts. Doesn't help you, makes you feel lost. Dig deep inside your heart. That is where your truth lies. That is where you start. If you could only trust and believe, let go of the illusions you see. I know it's hard to understand. Must try to feel my hand, guiding you always into the promised land. Wake up, you know this truth. It's just buried deep inside of you. Turn off all the news. It's only trying to control you. It's only trying to control you. I just read that. You do not need to know what's going on. Live like a child. Find the wonders of life. Play and have fun. It will release all your strife. So that was the message that you all needed to hear also. So, as usual, the things that I share are experiences that I've already experienced, and I only share the truth that's true for me. Most of my truth is also true for you, but you ask always your higher self if this is your truth. So, we all have a mission, and whatever your passion is what your mission is. And my mission is emotional healing. And because I'm a guide and a teacher for emotional people, then I get messages based on emotions. And really, I know for sure that they're given to me by my guides, because if I sit down and try to write something, nothing comes to me. So just to remind you, the poem that I just read was also guided from my guides. In fact, this whole book it's a great book. It's very positive and very uplifting. And I didn't come on to sell my book, but they want me to read a poem, so that's where I went with it. Anyway, I get experiences that are given to me because of my makeup. I analyze everything. So when I'm given a thought, I can analyze it to death, and which is a good thing when it comes to stuff like this, because I see the patterns and I can almost see it, and that's why my messages touch so many people. So anyway, this is the deal. We, again, are only energy. We are nothing but energy. Energy and light. And there's only two energies on this planet. And there's fear energy and there's love energy. And in order to tap into the love energy, you need to have a high vibration. And some people don't understand vibration. And I personally can't really explain it to you, but I could just say that it's a level of knowledge. And the higher you go up in truth, and it's not school knowledge, it's not that kind of knowledge, it's not learning things like that. It's your own personal truths of what the world really is. And it's really all about love and magic and beauty and bliss. But because of fear energy, most of you tap into that. And that's why it's important for you to understand that every single thought you think goes out to the universe because it's energy. So you don't even have to open your mouth. So I want to make that clear. And everybody's energy transfers to everything else. So for instance, what I mean by that is when you walk outside by yourself, you're out into a world of mixtures of positive and negative energy because all the people carry either or. And so if you're uplifting, if you're positive, if you focus on unconditional love of yourself, and you can attract all that love energy to you to the point where even if you're single, you feel like you're just madly in love with someone, but that someone is yourself. It's not another person. So then everything that goes around is positive. And when negative people come around and try to attack you or judge you, it does not affect you, not even this much. And trust me, I don't know if you're new to my channel. I'm sure you haven't listened to all my videos, but in the past I have mentioned that I'm a double Cancer. And that means I'm very sensitive and empathetic. But I also pick up energy. And then on top of it, I'm a Reiki healer, which deals with energy. So I'm an energy healer. So I'm very in tune to energy. And because I'm so in tune to it, I'm here to explain to you what it does to you physically, because most of you are not aware of it. You're not in tune to it, and that's okay, but you need to understand what it does to you. So when there's days that you are feeling off and you don't know why, you might have picked up some negative energy. And I'm going to explain in detail how this works. So please sit back and enjoy this video. I'm going to try to keep it short, but I'm going to get all the message through before I end it. So one thing I want to tell you is if you don't have the time to listen to all my videos, you could actually, stop one in the middle of it and come back to it another day. But really, there's all kinds of information all throughout my videos. So I am going to give you examples, but it's really the only way where you can relate to it, because we all pretty much have like the same experiences. So everything is energy. So your clothes carry your energy. Your jewelry carries your energy. So if you borrow a top from somebody or some clothes from someone, or go to places where you can buy used clothes like the Goodwill, or let's just go with the Goodwill, because I don't want to sit here and think about all the places you can buy used clothes and stuff. But all of that carries energy. So if you're looking for something and it's used, and when you pick it up and you try it on, if you have a bad feeling or your positive feeling turns negative, then you've picked up the energy off the clothes, which from the person who that particular article of clothing belonged to. So you can pick up energy that way. And same with jewelry. Now, way back when I first started getting more involved in this, I thought I took a meditation class, but I took a psychometry class. And what is psychometry? Psychometry is giving readings to people off energy. And their energy came at that particular time from jewelry. If you were wearing an earring every day, a necklace, a ring, a watch, a bracelet, that had your energy on it. And we would put those pieces into a basket, pass it around a room, and I would say there was at least 50 people in there, if not more. And so you didn't know who you were going to give a reading to. And I would give these amazing readings just from someone's jewelry by picking up their energy. And I remember one person, I picked up their childhood, and I don't know, they were at least in their 30s. So the energy and the reading that I gave this person came back when they were a child. So just to give you an idea, it's fascinating. It really is. But you really do need to understand that whatever you think you create. And let me explain how that works. We're on planet Earth, and planet Earth is full of propaganda, false information. I did a video last week on what inspires you. And, if you were brought up in a strict religious home, you were inspired and raised through that process. And a lot of that is not positive. And I see people struggling from it. But again, that's not what the video is about, but it's the energy. You go into church, you pick up energy. You go into the mall, you pick up energy. You go into a bar, you pick up energy. You can hang out with 3 friends, and if one of them is negative, they might not appear to be negative. They might not even be complaining about anything. But if they're carrying negative energy, you're going to pick that up too. And you need to be mindful of what goes on around you, because you are powerful enough to change it. You're not stuck in something, and you don't have to be fearful of what I'm saying, because that's not my point, is to get you to fear things. It's to get you to be aware. because it's all about awareness. Now think about it. Someone could tell you that, I don't know, they bought a new car that was just made and you've never even heard of it or seen it. But because they told you about it, then you get on the road and all of a sudden you see that car everywhere where you've never seen it before. And the car was always there. It's that you weren't aware of it. And there is so much that you're all not aware of. And so I try to get you to be aware of your surroundings, your gifts, your things to watch for. And it's simple. It's so simple. So it's so important to expand your awareness and to separate yourself from rules and regulations that you feel that don't work for you. Nothing is etched in stone, and nothing has to be right for you. If it's right for me, it doesn't matter. It's all about you. So being in touch with yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, and your energy. Very important. So now the reason I also know this is because of these experiences that I've had. Now, one day I went out with a couple of friends and I was only out with them for an hour. But what's really super important first is to check yourself when you wake up. Because as soon as you wake up, you haven't been focusing on anything negative or, problems or things that you worry about. You know what I'm saying? So you wake up, how do I feel? Oh, I feel good. Now, during the day that changes. You could just wake up, feel, really good. And then you could think about one of your friends. Like, gee, I wonder how so-and-so is doing. And bam, your energy changes. Now you're feeling this heaviness and you kind of feel depressed and you don't even know why when a few minutes ago you were feeling great. Well, that's because the person you thought of was not in a good place, and so you picked up their negative energy. And you need to be mindful of this. You need to check your energy, because there are days that you don't even realize that you've picked up negative energy. And for me, because I'm all about energy and I'm all about spreading the truth, and yes, unfortunately, there are still major negative entities that run around our planet Earth, and they go after the light. So I'm letting you know, if you're not in touch with energy, but you've been in a negative place, you have picked up negative energy. And it is going to affect you one way or another eventually. And you might not make the connection. So always protect yourself, always ground yourself, and always be aware of it. That's it, really. So one day I went to a party and I fainted. Now, I don't know if any of you've ever fainted before, and it wasn't from the people at the party, but it doesn't really matter why I fainted. It was an outdoor party, but it's very important to explain this to you. And this is how my guides showed it to me, because they really do me in when they show me stuff. So, I fainted. Ran into the house because I knew I was going to faint. And I was laying on the floor. Now, like I said, if you've ever fainted before, it's a really weird feeling, like you're not, you're going to leave your body and just disappear. And so when I woke up, I was struggling to stay grounded or together, because I felt like I was going to keep fainting. And what happened was I lied there and I started breathing. Now, in other issues, I learned that whenever you feel bad, when anything ever happens to you, whenever you have a pain, an ache, or whatever, and you start freaking out over it because you've been geared to worry about all that stuff, you just say, I'm okay. Because when you speak to yourself, you're speaking positive energy to yourself and you're changing your energy. Okay? So I'm just like, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. And doing that raises my energy level to a higher vibration. But as soon as I would do that, someone from the party would walk in where I was, and bam, I went right back down to almost fainting again. And I just want you to know that that experience had taught me even more so about how energy is transferred to you without you even knowing it. So it took me, and this is no lie, 3 hours to be able to become whole again, because the people at this party, I didn't know most of them, and all of them were carrying major amounts of negative energy. And so their energy would drag me back down, and I had to put myself back up and fight it for 3 hours. Now, don't expect those things to happen to you, but this is how my guides teach me things to really get it. It's not even a question, if that makes any sense. So when you think of something, now I started to say this a little earlier. Okay, so we're only energy. We're either in the love energy or the fear energy, and you want to be in love energy. And to be in love energy is to be positive, to think positive things, to only say positive things to yourself, about yourself. Never tell yourself anything negative about yourself. Everything is positive. It's all about self-love. It doesn't matter if you have wrinkles, or you're losing your hair, or if you gain weight, whatever. We don't focus on that because that's not anything to focus on. It's not even important. What's important is being in love energy. So by telling yourself you're okay and by saying positive things, you it affects your vibration, which raises it to a higher level of energy. You always want to be at a higher level where you feel the love. Now, if you're negative and you think negative thoughts, you attract all the negative energy that every single person on planet Earth is experiencing. And that's why it's so intense for you. And the same with the love. If there's 1 million people thinking love and 1 million people thinking fear and sadness and depression, then you don't have to pick up the negative if you're in the positive. Okay? So just make that clear. And if you become around somebody, okay, so I'll go back to this day I went out with my 3 friends. Well, 1 friend and 2 people I didn't know. So when I left the house, I was feeling love and positive and happy and everything. And when I came home, I was depressed and I was angry and I was confused and I wasn't feeling good. And I'm like, oh my God, I picked up someone's negative energy. And so selenite crystal wand is one of the most important crystals everybody should own, even if you're not into crystals. What's good about this crystal is this crystal never needs to be charged. It's always charged. So all your crystals need to be charged by the moon every month, but this one does not. This is another crystal that's very important to have, and it's black tourmaline. And black tourmaline you can wear this in your pocket, in your pants, which wards off negative energy. So this is a protection. Now, what the wand does is you can brush off the energy with your wand. So, you would stand up and you'd start from your head and you'd go, all the way down to your feet and then out, brush it off. So you do all your body and your feet and the back of you, and you brush it all off. So that's how you can get rid of energy, negative energy, is with a selenite wand. And then you say positive things. And the really one that works for me, all the ones that are positive, I love myself, I'm happy, blah, blah, blah. But the high vibrational sayings that works better or the best during that particular time is two of them. I'm going to say it slow, so if you rewind the video, you can write this down. I am all that I am, and all that I am is love. I am all that I am, and all that I am is love. Now, the energy off the planet is love. And when you transition off the planet, you're not in your body. You call it death. There is no such thing as death, because you still know who you are and you still experience and learn things. But you're in the love energy. And that is why when you think negative thoughts, the universe doesn't know negativity, because punishment, fear, negativity, anger is only an earthly thing. It's not anywhere else. So you need to understand that. So anyway, because you need to understand it, because when you think a negative thought, the universe brings it to you, because it doesn't know negative. Everything's love. So this is why, again, it's important for you to understand the positive and negative energies and how energies affect you. So then I want to tell you some really interesting situations where positive energy can draw things to you. So, and how your thoughts create, maybe it's more about that, how prove that your thoughts bring to you what you think, everything you think, positive and negative, okay? You draw it, the experience. The negative you draw to you is your fear thoughts. If you're afraid of, not passing a test, that's fear energy. And when you take your test, you'll probably blank out and forget everything, or come up with the wrong answers. And, like that. If you think that you have some issues that you want to get rid of, but you focus on the negative, then you just draw more of it to you. Anything that you think about, you draw to yourself, and then you experience it to prove to yourself that you're correct. And so all of you latch on to negative thought processes in dating, in relationships, in marriage, in food, in people, in school, at work. Everything is negative, because there's nothing on this planet that's positive, that's battered into your head, like everything that's negative. Because everything on the television is negative. Even if it's a romantic movie, it's giving you negative messages. And so, of course, horror flicks and all that kind of crap, and people that were murdered and robbed and raped, it's all over the news. That's all negative. And you draw yourself into that. You can create all of it for yourself. And this is why you believe it, because you do create this stuff for yourself. Look at this. Now, let me explain and share some positive, beautiful things that I drew to myself from being positive. Well, money is one thing, but I don't want to get into the money. I want to get into something deeper than that. Now, this happened to me one time as multidimensional, because we are multidimensional. I brought this up before. We're all over the planet. So, meaning that I'm not just Maxine in my body. There's parts of me that are experiencing other things, doing other things. There might be people sleeping right now, and I might be in their dreams giving them healing information. You see, but I'm not aware of it. That's my point. So much stuff goes on we're not even aware of. And I'm here to help you be aware of these things that you're not aware of. So, when I lived in Oregon, I always go back to Oregon. But when I lived in Oregon, I was just amazed by the beauty of the forest because I'm a nature lover. I've been since the day I was born. I think I crawled through leaves or whatever. I grew up in nature. I spent all my time in nature. Just didn't understand it that much. But anyway, so I spent a lot of time alone. I was new and I didn't know a person, anybody there. And I didn't own an animal because I had an apartment and I just don't feel good about keeping a dog in an apartment without, a backyard so, he or she can roam free. So that's just my thing. So I would ask people that I knew, that I met, people that lived around me, if I could borrow their dog. And, people are funny about their animals. They're very, I don't know what the word is, if it's controlling or fearful that, this is my dog. And, nobody ever wanted me to take their dog. Like, I'm not, well enough or smart enough or safe enough with me. I have no clue. It really doesn't matter. So because I wanted a dog to spend a day with me in a forest or in nature, I would think about it. And lo and behold, that energy went out to a dog that I don't know and spent the whole day with me. Now I'm going to tell you how that happened. I used to drive out further from where I lived and go into, the forest or whatever. But there was a park close to me. I go like this park because parks that I'm used to are just parks, There's just grass with swings and slides and sandboxes and that's it. But parks in Oregon are forests. So to me, there might be a spot or an area. They don't have swings and slides in those parks. Not the ones I'm talking about. They have trails and they have rivers and lakes and streams and density. It's just amazing. So anyway, there was one of those next to my house. As far as a park goes, they had a field where people could play softball or baseball, and it's usually like the school groups that did that. Anyway, so excuse me, sorry. As soon as I walk out of my apartment, all of a sudden I start feeling a dog. And this message comes to me, there's a dog around that's going to be with you. I'm like, okay. So I walk out of my apartment and I walk, down the road to the main street because you have to get on the main street to walk to the park. And I get on the main street and I look down on the sidewalk and down, not the end because sidewalks don't end, but further off in my distance, there's a dog and it's sitting on the ground, on its stomach, and it's just sitting there. Like, by itself, like it's waiting for someone. I don't know. There's no people around, nothing. And the dog looks up and sees me and starts wagging his tail and getting all excited like it was my dog. This is so important for you to understand this. I had a thought that this is what I wanted, and the universe found a dog for me to spend the day with. And the dog even knew about it. This is my point. Animals know things too, just like that. And so I walked up, the dog got up, started licking me and like so happy to see me. And I looked to see if it had a collar, which it didn't. Tried to find somebody, maybe that owned this dog, and it didn't. And I didn't want to leave the dog alone when I was finished hanging out with the dog. At that particular time, I didn't even know the dog would be hanging out with me. But I talked to the dog and petted the dog, and I started walking, and the dog walked with me. So I did get on my cell phone trying to find somebody, like the pound or somebody to pick up the dog and kind of rescue it. And that did happen, and I did find somebody that was going to meet me in a couple of hours from where I was, blah, 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 whatever. But my point is, the dog stayed with me all day for like 3 or 4 hours. And we walked to the park together. I had no leash, of course. I had to go to the bathroom, and I told the dog I would be right back and just to sit here and wait, and the dog waited. If there was traffic around as I was walking to the park and I told the dog to wait, the dog waited. The dog listened to everything I said, like it was my dog. And it's just an experience that I will never, ever forget. But this is something you really need to get because it's for your own best interest. You'll see memes that say if you really knew how powerful your thoughts were, you would be mindful of what you think. So when you do have a negative thought and you realize that, oh my God, I just said something negative, I stop it. It's not going out to the universe. It's not going anywhere because you don't want that to happen. Now for positive things, I had all this dental work done just recently, $4,000 worth of dental work, and I never go anywhere, which reminds me I'm going to be going on vacation for 2 weeks in the middle of May, so I won't be doing videos, for maybe 2 weeks or 3, I'm not sure, so just let you know I will be back. But I only went in for a cleaning, and with that cleaning, they found 2 teeth. All my teeth are crowned. So 2 cavities, I needed 2 crowns. And then after 2 crowns, they found another one, then it was a 3rd crown. And after the 3rd crown, then they found a 4th crown. And then 3 of my crowns might have needed root canals. And do you know the money just started tick, 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 tick. Because it's expensive here in the USA. We don't have that kind of stuff that you all do out of the USA, like free health and dental. But anyway, I never take a vacation, and I decided I was going to do this. And, the dentist took $4,000 from me. And so I was going to have to, cancel. I was very sad, but I just said, well, I guess I can't. I'm going to have to cancel my trip. Well, part of my trip is to Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta is a very spiritual place. And I was led to go there. My guides want me to go there. So they sent me money. Now, how did they send me money? Because you all don't get how money comes. It doesn't matter where it comes from or how it comes. It just comes. And so that's energy. Manifesting is energy. You always want to know that you can have what you want, believe you can have what you want, and ask for what you want or think about what you want. I didn't even ask for the money. I just thought about it. And they knew I needed it, right? So it came. And this is how it came. Now, my father passed away back in 2014, and he had trust funds. And he did eliminate me from his will, so I didn't get his trust fund, but I got some from my mother, thank God. But whatever. Apparently, during this whole time of my dental, nothing is a coincidence. Everything happens the way it's supposed to. Get that in your head, because that's true too. So my sister contacts me and she says, Max, you won't even believe this, but Dad had a lawsuit going on one of his accounts and nobody knew about it, and they just settled. She said, I get $15,000. There's 3 sisters, without one including me, so I have 2 other sisters, so there's 3 of us. So she says, so I'm dividing the 15,000 by 3, and you get 5. So 5,000 unexpected dollars, along with the 4,000 unexpected dental expense, and it's paid for, with 1,000 left over for my trip. So yes, I would rather have taken that 5,000 and traveled Europe because I've never been there. But hey, you know what? What was more important was having me go to Mount Shasta and having my dental bill taken care of. And so it was. And I didn't sit back and plead and pray and beg and, oh, I need this, please, because you don't get things when you do that. You have to know that you can have what you want, and you can just talk to yourself about things that you want. Because when you talk to yourself, you're not having an expectation of receiving it. And so, guess what? The dog heard me. The universe heard me. And they delivered. Simple. You all try to control your life. You need to release control. Let go. Let God. Let go. Let God. Let the angels. Let your guides. Let your higher self. Let whoever gives to you, let them do it without you stressing over it. And it's not that I'm special. I'm me and you're me. We're just one. If I can do this, you can do it. So this is good information for you to have. Now, I also want to share another really cute story about a dog and energy, because this comes together with multidimensionality. So I went to rent this video, and this was probably like 7 years ago. I rented this video, and it wasn't a horror flick, but it was like LA burning or something like that. And it was about the negative alien invasions that they do, which really irritate me. But I don't know what inspired me to even watch it. I kind of wanted to see what they had to say. So I'm thinking, I don't like movies like this. This is what I was thinking. I don't like movies like this, and I wish, somebody would watch the movie with me, but there's nobody here to watch the movie with me, and I don't have anyone to watch the movie with me. So, oh well, I'll watch it in the daytime. And it won't be as scary if it's scary or whatever. And, well, multidimensionality. I'm walking in my house, and all of a sudden I get this message again that there's a dog in my house. Now, we are multidimensional, like I mentioned earlier, and I've mentioned before, where right now I could be off doing something else, which I'm sure I am. I just don't know what. Doesn't matter. And bam, who is off to my left on the floor, but a big, huge dog laying on his stomach and licking his paws. Now, I don't see it like this. When things come around you and they're multidimensional, which happens all the time, you catch it out of the corner of your eye. So when you see things out of the corner of your eye, then that is a spirit or an entity or something. It could be a bird, it could be a dog, it could be anything. But just, we don't need to get into all of that. But that is how you connect with multidimensionality. I guess that's the right way to say it. Because in a video before, and I'm not going to bring this up again, but Michael Jackson, after he passed, I found out was a starseed, and he came over to my house, and we watched the Grammys together after he died. So I saw him as a person, but he just appeared, and I saw him out of the corner of my eye. And when you have spiritual experiences like dreams or things like this, it does become a full body picture. So even though you don't see them with your, right on, dead set, see them, you see them out of the corner of your eye, but it becomes like you see them with your eye, dead center. That makes sense. That's how dreams are too. But anyway, so I was dating this guy at the time, and this guy had 2 dogs. He told me about, he did say one was black and one was yellow or whatever color you call it. And so it came to me that that dog was his. Now, I've never seen his dogs. He didn't live in my city. He lived maybe 40 miles or 50 miles from me. So I sent him a text and I said, I think your dog is here. I said, there's a dog in my room and it's blonde because it wasn't the dark one. And he's licking his paws over and over and over and over again. And he goes, that's my dog. That's what my dog does. Now, I didn't know that. But because I wanted company to watch this movie, this dog I didn't even ask for like the other dog I asked for. This dog I didn't even ask for. I just wish I had somebody. That's all I did was wish. And wish came true. There was a dog in my living room. You see, wishes do come true. But there is a universal law that is the law of resistance. And when you all beg and plead and beg and plead, you put up the law of resistance and you get nothing. This is why you get nothing. So maybe it's best not to even try to manifest something. Maybe do what I do, because let me tell you, I've gotten cars and houses and apartments and clothes and everything by wishing. That's it. So this is my message. Let me check. I did have some notes. Make sure I brought up everything. I brought up all the things that I think would inspire you, like the dog that I walked with. And for you to really understand energy, how to get rid of negative energy, because do not whatsoever fear it. Don't hold on to any fears, because fear operates in the negative energy zone, and then you're bombarded with negative energy all day long. And this is also why you can go drive in your car in rush hour traffic and say before you leave that everybody on the freeway is nice and sweet and they allow you to change your lanes when you need to. Everyone will be there for you because you put out that energy. That energy goes to every single person on the freeway driving, and when they get around you, they become courteous. So do you want an easy life? Stay in the positive zone. Understand energy and how it affects you. It's so important to understand how these affect you, because you're the only important person on the planet. because everybody else just mirror reflects you. So you put out negative thoughts and you draw all that negative to you. You put out positive thoughts, you draw all that positivity to you. That's it. And when you want something, there's two things. You have to be a vibrational match to receive what you want. And to be a vibrational match is to be full of positive, uplifting energy and to have a higher vibration. Obviously, if you're negative and you're always spouting negative things, you're not going to be a vibrational match to the things that you want. So do you see that's important? I hope you spread this video far and wide, because this is, to me, one of the most important videos I'm doing. This information is so powerful for you to know. So, do what works for you. This is, to me, something you don't even have to find out if it's your truth, because this is everybody's truth, this particular set of information. So do yourself a favor and, learn high lifting positive affirmations. Know in your heart you can have whatever you want. You can ask whatever you need. And even if you're in class and you don't know how to solve a problem, you can ask your guides to give you the answer, and they will. If you are open to receive, they will, because I've done it a million times. So anyway, again, I'm going to end my video because it's taking an hour, unfortunately, but please share the video to everybody you know, because this is important for the whole world to understand. And when everybody stays in the uplifting positive energy, the whole world's going to change even faster than it's changing right now. So thank you for joining me, and have a very, very, very blessed day. And I love all of you.